galaxy far, far away, a brother and sister search for their missing parents.
How are we going to find them?
We will. Don't worry.
And fate leads them to the magical Ewoks.
We help you.
Now, a great adventure begins.
You hear that?
Let's get out of here. Watch out! Behind you!
It's an action-packed motion picture featuring incredible special effects from the award-winning team of Industrial Light and Magic.
That's Mommy and Daddy.
Sometimes when you search for the impossible, an unbelievable adventure unfolds.
I wish we had furry creatures like you where I came from.
Don't miss the Ewok Adventure, now on video cassette from MGM UA Home Video.
Splash, bub. Da 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 da. Bub bub da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Boo 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 boo. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hello, welcome to Movie Uppers. My name is Bob Sham.
My name is Angela.
And the sounds here may be dogs, and we're really into the penultimate week of our theme of forced. Penultimate means not the last, but the one right before it. And it's a packed week. We're just shoving a lot in on this one. And yeah, you better believe that as we go chronologically through every Star Wars film, that we are also including the made-for-TV movies. There are 3. It's a made-for-TV trilogy. Mm-hmm. The Star Wars Holiday Special, and 2 Ewok movies, the first of which we are discussing. I have not watched these since I was like 6 years old.
I was pretty young.
And, but yeah, there are a couple of Ewok movies out there, and we're discussing one, and what I hope will be our shortest episode this month.
Undoubtedly.
We're talking about the film Caravan of Courage, an Ewok Adventure from 1984, directed by John Cordy, written by Bob Corral, based on a story by George Lucas, and starring Warwick Davis
as Wicket,
Aubrey Miller, Eric Walker, Fiona Flanagan, and Guy Boyd, among others. This aired on ABC on November 25th, 1984. Both Ewok movies, when Caravan of Courage especially, kind of follows that more fantasy-based Tolkien kind of vibe, right?
Yeah, it's very much a...
Let's all crew up.
A trip story.
There's
We're going
journey.
on a mission. Yeah. And in the first one even, they really do the whole, like, we have to gather the team. Like, it's very, very that.
They even have their own little magical relics.
Yeah, everyone has a totem.
Well, a family has crashed onto Endor, and when we meet the mother and the father, they're missing their 2 kids.
Yeah, they don't know where they are, and kind of good that the kids aren't there at that time.
Yeah, because it's right then that this giant called Gorax walks in, and he looks pretty impressive, like the way...
Yeah, he's creepy.
Yeah, like it looks kind of okay. So, Wicket of the Ewoks, this is our official, in continuity, this is our first time meeting them, right?
Yeah, in continuity.
I mean, we'll watch them be total savages in Return of the Jedi, killing stormtroopers left and right. But in this one, they're just like happy-go-lucky forest murder bears.
Furry? I wish we had furry creatures like you where I came from.
And Wicket comes across this downed ship. Apparently Warwick Davis was like 12, 13?
Wicket wasn't actually with them. It was the dad, Deej, and the two other
Deej.
brothers that also have W names. It's like Weedle and something. And so they went and found the little girl because she was coughing because she's sick. And then her brother shows up, acting like he's a badass, wearing like rebellion outfit.
Get your hands off her!
No, Mace, no!
Be quiet, Cinder.
They weren't hurting me.
These might be the guys who have mom and dad.
I think they want to be our friends.
Get your hands over now!
This kid, the Sindel is the little girl. She's like this little blonde girl. And then there's another kid. His name is Mace. Mace, if you thought Jar Jar Binks was bad.
No, come on.
Watch Mace in Caravan of Courage. Something about this little shit's face. Also, as they're going on this adventure, things keep trying to kill him specifically. It should seem obvious that the moon of Endor wants to take him out, and they should just let him be taken out.
It's also most of the time his own fault. Like, he does stupid shit. He acts like he knows everything.
He probably, they never say as much.
And he has a laser gun.
They never say as much, but he
Blaster.
probably crashed the ship onto Endor. He's probably the one that, it's probably his fault.
I think that's why he's wearing that fighter pilot outfit. I think he was playing and fucked the shit up.
It's his fault that his parents couldn't find him.
Yeah, so the Gorax takes his parents away, and they find these kids, and these kids haven't eaten for days. So his parents have been gone for probably maybe a week. And they take them back kind of against his will. They have to kind of beat him up.
Yeah.
And then they kind of drag him. He's like kind of their prisoner, but they help her. They give her medicine. The mother is so sweet in this, and there's a little baby Ewok.
Right, we get the baby Ewok.
And this is when Wicket meets her for the first time, and Wicket is like immediately in love with this little girl.
Furries? We came on a star cruiser and we crashed. We crashed? Star cruiser? Star cruiser? That's it. Star cruiser. Star cruiser?
Not in love, but
It is it just looks like they're all wearing shag carpeting.
But they're so cute. Don't you just want to hug them?
Sure. Wicket's mouth moves a little bit, but no one else's does. Mm-hmm. But you can kind of see Wicket's tongue moving around in there.
It doesn't always move in conjunction with the words he's saying, but yeah, his mouth moves.
So Wicket and they heal the little girl. And this guy's a little twat, even after they, like, cure his sister.
I know.
Like, you're not really being held captive. They were trying to help you.
He tried to run away from them, but they got in big trouble because, again, he tried to run away when they have nothing. He wants to go back to the ship and wait for their parents. Mm-hmm. And they end up hiding in a tree all night because there's a monster, and they wake up the next morning to, once again, Wicket's dad and two older brothers saving them.
Yeah.
And he doesn't trust them. But they take him back and they agree to help him find their parents. They're going to help them find their parents. They realize where the parents are. The Gorax has them because, like, the witch doctor Ewok sees it.
The shamanistic Ewoks should realize that the planet wants to destroy the boy.
Yeah.
Because there's a thing in a log that he gets his hand stuck in.
Help!
Oh, yeah.
When they're assigned all their magical relics, they give him a rock, and he's like, this is just a stupid rock.
And he throws it away. He was given it as it's a magical instrument, all of these things.
And Wicket picks it up for him,
because Wicket is smart.
So they pull together all the Ewoks, and they find a hunter one, and they find like a
lady mystic,
a lady priestess Ewok. And there's one point where he touches a magic lake and ends up like stuck in it.
I remembered this part because this was horrifying to me as a kid, that he was stuck under the water. It's like this invisible barrier that you can't get through, and anything they threw in the water to try to save him, like a rope, whatever, it would just get sucked into the water.
Yeah.
But then, Sindel...
They got the magic stick that
which
the priest,
Wicket had.
that the shaman gave him.
Yep.
And they pull him out with the magic stick. Again, denying the planet the right to absorb this boy and destroy him.
This boy was under the water for like 3 minutes. Like, he would have actually
moving around
been
a lot.
dead.
When you're underwater and you're moving a lot, you're burning like your oxygen.
so much. Yeah.
It was a pretty creepy.
He should be
scene.
dead. He should have died.
We wished he was dead.
We'll get there.
And yeah, for real. I was shocked. Anyway, long story short, they're hustling down and they make it to the Gorax's cave, right?
Yeah, and the bad places on this planet are like desert, stony, gross rocks. Like, the Ewoks live in the lush, beautiful green forest, but every time it's a bad person, it's like desert.
Yeah.
And so they have to climb up this mountain, and this is when the kid is like, oh shit, this is when I need my rock. Like, one of the guys was like, your rock.
It opens up a passage.
And then Wicket brings it over. And at this point, the boy is like, y'all are my fucking friends. After they save him out of the lake, that's when he's like, shakes Wicket's hand and trusts them. So yeah, so he breaks open the rock, and it's like this arrowhead that like leads them. It like leads them the way they need to go.
Yeah, it goes into the dirt.
And then he blows up a boulder with his blaster.
Why can't it just be just an arrowhead? Why does it need to be in a rock?
Faith. He has to have faith.
And we've never seen a blaster eliminate a rock. That would have to be like a Star Destroyer cannon kind of thing.
If it wasn't in the rock, would it have just taken off without them in the direction it needed to go?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they get inside and they say the little ones need to stay. So one of the brothers stays with Wicket and Sindel, and they keep going to find the mom and dad. And this is very much like a Jack and the Beanstalk fee-fi-fo-fum. Like, that's what I kept thinking. Because he's this huge, giant monster. The stairs are as tall as the people, or as the Ewoks.
It all is pretty much a very simple classic fantasy, right?
Yes. The parents are in like a bird cage hanging in his kitchen. He's eating like giant bones.
Yeah.
They have to distract him. And then the way they get the parents out of the cage is really kind of dumb. Like, they crawl up and then they all crawl back down, but they get out.
The parents are elevated. It should be noted that they can go through the bars, the makeshift bars that are on the thing.
Yeah, you would think at some point they would have maybe climbed out and up or tried to like swing over. I mean, they were high up.
I think I would have just
They would have
risked
gotten
the
hurt.
fall at some point.
They might have died if they fell.
When they're on the way and they're climbing along, they go along this spider web. And, there's a little bit of stop motion in these Ewok movies, which we like. Mm-hmm. And it's certainly preferable to the spider props that they fight in here. It looked so bad.
The spiders
You can see the strings. You can see the strings.
I know.
And there are things that look okay in this movie, but these spiders, like, I would have just skipped the spiders altogether, or just have one stop motion bigger spider, which you could probably make look cooler than the actual ones that you use.
That is a great idea. They also could have just had like glowing eyes and just like one really good like foot. They could have done something interesting.
Yeah, it looked like they just weren't thinking too hard.
The spider wasn't big enough either for that net. It was
ridiculous.
Not
thinking too hard seems to be the theme of this movie. It is. Yeah. It is the with Star Wars, a lot of things are very convoluted, and this is the most simple. I mean, it is aimed at children, but it is just incredibly simple.
It is, and it's convoluted enough though that they needed a narrator, so Burl Ives is our narrator for this movie.
On their way home, the inquisitive Ewoks decide to investigate the strange object Deej spotted from the sky.
I kind of like the narrator.
I like the narrator too.
There's no narrator in the next one, and
No.
I was a little bummed about that.
Yeah, I thought there should have
But they
been.
make up for it with someone else. But anyway, so they lure the giant out, the Gorax, and he falls down his pit. And then there's a part where Sindel and Wicket show up like, hey, it's everything cool? And then the giant's making a comeback. And then they throw the hatchet and it hits the...
So the boy threw the hatchet. He got the hatchet because the, like, warrior woodsman Ewok died.
He's gonna be here. Come on, come on, come on. You gotta be all right. Let's go. We gotta go. He's gonna come back. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You're brave. You're strong. You're my friend.
So he died and, like, made Mace take his hatchet. Was like, basically, this is yours now. And so that's what allowed Mace to save the day.
Your axe? No, this is your axe. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need your axe. No. No, please don't die.
Gorax dies, and the family is reunited, and they all go to live in the Ewok village until the family can figure out how to get
their
off
ship
of
going again.
Endor. Yeah,
there is a sweet moment at the end where it's just all family and they're all eating and like sitting around, and the human father looks at the Ewok father and says, "We're two very lucky fathers."
It is cute when Sindel and Wicket are like hugging.
I love them so much. When they hold hands, it like melts my heart.
Yeah, they are like very cute together.
I know. And the next movie, the cuteness goes like times 100.
Well, we kind of burned through this one. This might be our shortest Movie Humpers episode, period. But what more could we say about this movie that's not very good? You're dressed like...
Sindel wears headbands like this.
You look like a grown-up Sindel... That's gone through rough times.
Hey!
I'm kidding.
She has like gorgeous blonde curly hair. This is very much...
Headbands were hot in the 80s.
This is very much the Star Wars E.T. I feel like the closest you're going to get, because it's the little blonde girl making best friends with this little Ewok.
We do have the formula.
Yeah,
right?
There's like the formulaic bit of that. It's like Lord of the Rings plus E.T.
Yeah. If the girl... If Drew Barrymore from E.T. went to E.T.'s planet.
Yeah.
Mace.
Sindel's the E.T.
Mace,
in this one.
Piece of dog shit.
Yeah, we don't like him.
I never liked him. All right.
I feel like he just wants to be Luke Skywalker.
He is dressed like a Rogue Squadron fighter for whatever reason. He probably crashed his family's Star Cruiser thinking he was going to be some bad... Like, he probably thought he was like, yeah, I'm like this Luke Skywalker guy I keep hearing about.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So obviously we think this happens all because of how young Wicket is presented.
Yes.
That we do believe that this is between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Because he's too young to fight.
There was some theories I found online that posited that maybe these existed. Like apparently when they were making these movies, the original concept was that they would maybe be far into the future. But it doesn't make sense if Wicket is... I mean, you could say Ewoks age slowly or that Wicket's just smaller than everyone else, but...
No, he's little, and there's a baby there. Like, he's a young one.
He is the Ewok version of the little girl, like the Ewok equivalent.
Yep.
So it's definitely pre-Return of the Jedi. So this is Wicket, honing up on his, whatever they call English in this galaxy. Often in, like, the fantasy sci-fi settings... they call like the English language common or something like that.
Well, he only learns a couple words in this first movie. Are we going to rate this first movie?
Yeah, go ahead.
2?
I'm going to give it a 1.75. So 3.75. All right, take a look. It's our low. Somehow Phantom Menace didn't drop. It hit a C, not quite a D.
Huh. The pod race.
There is something to it that is like referentially iconic.
Warwick Davis is also in that movie.
Right.
He's in a lot of these movies.
But Caravan of Courage so far is our worst Star Wars movie by John Cordy from 1984. Sharing its rankings with the movie Bill, the other made-for-TV movie about an intellectually impaired man. And It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive. It says, Caravan of Courage is as good as those movies, if not worse.
It's better.
That's where it fell. Check the show notes for links and other places to find us. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. What are your thoughts on the Ewok movies? A lot of weird memories got unlocked sitting through these. And And also some revelations that I wish I could lock way back deep into my memories. Especially this fucking Mace kid. But that said, let's move on. We gotta move forward.
Jar Jar is the key to all of this.
I wish we had furry creatures like you where I came from. Oh. Furries?